Hello, all you beautiful people and nerds out there. I hope you're all doing fantastic. So, today I'm gonna do a... Why am I looking at a computer? Don't look at your computer. So, today I'm gonna do a most anticipated 2020 reads. So, actually all of these are the sequels to books series I've already started, or they are authors I already read from. I find it hard to get excited about authors that I don't know or new books coming out just because of a concept or because they're famous or something. I don't know. So these are actually just authors that I already know, and I think I'm gonna like this book. So I have a few to start, and I'm gonna do it in chronological order. The first one that I want to read this. I'm excited about it, but I'm not like need to read it straight away, but I still want to read it this year. And that is Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. I read this book, How to Live Safely in a Science Fictional Universe, by him, and I thought it was different and cool, and I'm really excited for the new release that's coming out. It's coming out 28th of January. I don't know if I said that already. Then on February 14th, the book called Here in the Real World by Sarah Pennypacker is being released. I don't know anything about this book, but I read Pax by her, which is kind of like a middle grade, but it's also very serious, and it's about the relationship between a boy and a fox. And I found this one really interesting. I didn't love it, but I'm really interested to see like what this author does more. And I don't know, like it's not on the top of my most anticipated list, but I still really want to read it. And then on April 21st, the third comic in The Steal of Prince is coming out. I still haven't read the second one, so while I'm anticipating this, I might change my mind after I read this one. I don't think so. I liked the first one. I thought it was okay, and I do want to read this one, and therefore I am anticipating the last one. I guess most anticipated is the wrong list for this title. It's just books that I know that are coming out this year that I'm gonna read. So it's kind of like a TBR video, actually. This is like a comic following the Darker Shades of Magic universe. It follows the king of Red London when he was younger, which I think is a pretty cool concept. It is like quite action-packed, and I'm excited. Then it comes a book I bet everyone's been talking about, and on the, what is that? The date is 19th of May. Comes a prequel to The Hunger Games by Susan Collins out. I, of course, read The Hunger Games when I was young, and I loved them. I remember reading all the books in like a week, and at that point I didn't read that much, but I was just so obsessed. And I remember we were driving from my winter house to home, I think, and I was just like, we need to stop and look for this book. And I think we went into several bookstores trying to find the sequels to the Hunger Games books, because I was just so obsessed. So I'm really excited to read this. I don't know if I'd still like the Hunger Games if I read them now, but I really like the concept. It's just so exciting, and I really like it. So this is following the 10th Hunger Games. I think I saw someone say this in a video. If I'm wrong, it's gonna be really funny because everyone's gonna know which video I watched. Okay. I think it's the 10th Hunger Games, which is way earlier. I mean, Katniss Everdeen is the 74th Hunger Games, so this is like way back, and I'm really excited for it. I've heard it's like a long, it's like 540 pages, but I want to read it. And after that we have another release that comes out this is May 29th, and this one is called Wonderland. I have no idea what this book is about, but it's written by June Dawson. I recently finished her nonfiction called The Gender Games, and now that I know so much more about the author, I'm just like even more obsessed with her books. So I read Meat Market by her recently, which was recommended to me by one of you guys. I have read Say Her Name way before, like I think that was the last book I read before I started BookTube. It's kind of like a young adult horror, and I was so scared after I read that book. Like I couldn't go to the bathroom at night for so long. But yeah, I really like her books. I think they're really amazing. Then on June 2nd, two books comes out. The first one I think all of you are going to be really excited about. This is Harrow the Ninth, which is the sequel to Gideon the Ninth. Wait, I have the book somewhere. Gideon the Ninth. I think it's a sequel. He doesn't actually say, but I'm assuming it's a sequel. This is like a fantasy, sci-fi, necromantic combat mystery Victorian house book all in one, and I'm really excited for the sequel. The language, it does remind me of Nevernight, and I just really liked it. I'm really excited for the sequel. I'm so excited. Also on June 2nd, a book by E. Lockhart comes out called named Again. I actually really like E. Lockhart. She's one of my favorite like young adult writers. I read We Were Liars when I was younger, and I was so obsessed with We Were Liars. I remember I was like crying for hours afterwards at my summer house. And I actually read it this summer while I was interrailing, and I still enjoyed it, and I see why I loved it so much when I read it. But now she's just one of those like young adult authors that I enjoy reading. I also really enjoyed Genuine Fraud, and what's the other one called? The Undisputable History of Frankie Londo Banks. I think that might be my favorite so far. I really like that book. I think I'm gonna read it again, and I am really excited to read Fly on the Wall. So of course, I'm really excited to read this too. I think I'm gonna try to read Fly on the Wall before this though, just because it's been on my TBR and I don't feel like buying a new book, and then you know how it is. You know what I'm talking about. And I don't know what this one is about, so don't ask me. I'm so unhelpful in this video. Why am I even making this? Then on July 7th, the sequel to An Absolute Unremarkable History by Hank Green is coming out. I listened to this on audiobook and I really liked it, and the sequel is coming out called Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little like tangent. I'm gonna go on a little side rant. I don't like it when authors match their titles in a series. It feels forced, it's weird, and I don't think it actually makes sense. I don't like it. I don't like it when they do that. And this one kind of does it. I feel like it's better, this one, but like a really good example of this, I guess this is not like a cringy example, but I don't know, like when, for example, like A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of blah blah blah, A Court of, and it doesn't really make that much sense to the story even, like you could have just changed the, I don't like it. Okay, let's move on. Let's stop talking about this now. Anyways, this book is coming out. I'm gonna listen to it on audiobook, so I hope the audiobook comes out when the book comes out. That'd be great. And then the last two books on this list, the most anticipated of this century, for me at least. These are like, I can't believe these two are both coming out the same year. I'm so excited, you guys. And if they don't, you know, I can breathe, I can meditate on it, it's gonna be fine. The first one that's coming out is, hopefully, Doors of Stone by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the third book in the Kingkiller Chronicles. You might have heard Name the Wind. I don't know, you might have. Read it. Just a suggestion. But the third one hopefully is coming out. I mean, we've only been waiting for it like 7, 8, 10 years, something like that. So it's not all that long really, but hopefully it's actually coming out this year. On Book Depository and Amazon, they changed the release date to that, and that's why everyone is talking about how it's coming out on this date. Did I say what date it was? Oh, they changed it to 20th of August. I thought it was in September. 20th of August, 2020, new release date. So excited. Then we have one that I actually had to do some reading to get the release date on. So Sanderson, he's so great with updating his status on where we are on the progress of all his books, which is just so amazing. I love it. Did I say it was Brandon Sanderson I was talking about? Anyhow, Brandon Sanderson, he's so great with that stuff, and he has made a post how he talked about the finish of Stormlight Archive number 4, The Outline, which he just finished in December, and he says that the publication date for the fourth, oh, words today, it's like almost coming from here, the struggle, the fourth Stormlight Archive book is coming out in November, on November 17th, and he says this date is not completely set yet, but he is optimistic that he's going to be able to meet it, and I'm so excited for it. The book is going to be called Rhythm of War. It's going to be good. I'm really excited. Brandon Sanderson is one of those people who don't match his titles. Not that much, at least. Less. I like it. I like what he's doing. Thank you, Brennan. And those are all the books I'm going to talk about. Hopefully you heard some different ones. I hope you guys are excited. Also, please comment below what books you guys are excited for, the release date of those. I would really want to know. That would help me out so much. If there's something I missed, I hope you guys have a great 2020 release date, excitement, aura. I'm so tired, you guys. I can't even. I woke up 6 this morning. I love you all so much. Bye bye.